founder of Elite Sports Management Group, now mentor manager of Anthony Richardson. When I heard about you leaving Florida, right, and I saw you was going to be mentoring or continuing to mentor Anthony Richardson, I think about what that question was like when he posed it to you. But we think we know what we mean to people. Everybody do, especially with our kids. We think we know. But when I say VB, when I heard it, you were what we needed, because every single player needs that person that I can speak freely to. Because college is it's the best and the worst place in your life. I said it's the best place to be, but boy, there ain't no handbook on it. You sitting there, letting him speak freely, letting him grow in real time in front of you. But then he hit you with a question that even Vernell Brown ain't never got. What was that like when he said, "Hey, VB, man, Coach Brown, when I go, will you go with me?" What did that do to, obviously I know the decision you made, but what goes to a feeling like that when the young man saying, "Man, I'm gonna need you even when I leave Gainesville"?
I mean, it was a great feeling. Definitely caught me off guard. You know, what I did with Anthony in the beginning was no different than what I've done with a lot of other guys. I mean, Kyle Pitts could have made a case to do the same thing. However, Kyle's support system was a little bit different. And once again, there was never I never dreamed of having an opportunity to accompany anyone to the NFL. It was just me doing my job at the University of Florida, which I loved. But about a year and a half ago is when, you know, he first presented me with that question. We was having one of our weekly meetings, and he just leaned back on the couch and he said, "Man, you know what, Coach, man?" He said, "Coach VB, I want you to go with me when I transition to the next level." He said, "Man, would you do that?" And it kind of caught me off guard. I said, "Well, Anthony, man, you realize, man, it's not just me. Like, I got a wife, I got 5 kids. Like, I'm not, you know, this 25-year-old guy
yes,
that's, you know, just me and can move how I want to move, man. I don't make moves no more. It's a movement for me." He say, "Man, Coach, you know I know all that, man, but I really would like for you to do that." So, you know, that meeting concludes that day. I come home that evening, talk to my wife a little bit about it, just briefly, because like I say, he asked me and I was, you know, it caught me off guard, but it was so far out, you know, the reality that actually happening. You know, my thought process is, well, that can change, and hey, we got to get there. You know what I mean? We got to get to that point. And so nothing else was said about it, man. And, you know, obviously we navigated this past season, continuing with our weekly meetings and all that good stuff. And, you know, as it got closer to the end of the season and it was decision time, you know, I did what I do as a mentor. Kind of laid out the pros and the cons for him to both decisions, you know, whether you go or whether you stay, because there was pros and cons to both. And ultimately he made the decision to go. And the first thing he said is, "You coming, right?" And now this thing is real. You know, before he asked me, it caught me off guard, but once again, we hadn't even played the season yet. So, but now when he asked me, it's real. So the conversation comes back up in my household with my wife and my kids, because they old enough to be involved with decisions and things like that. And ultimately made the decision to do it, man. And hadn't looked back since, man. Been head down, you know, helping him navigate the pre-draft process. You know, the combine, pro day, all that good stuff, and ultimately the draft, which concluded in a very historic fashion for him, us, and really everybody involved, man. So I'm excited about the opportunity to continue mentor and manage him, and also be his chief of staff.